a quiet, small town in Texas, a 7-year-old girl disappeared just minutes after a package was delivered to her front door. At first, everyone believed it was just another missing child case, until investigators uncovered one detail that changed the entire investigation forever. Everything may have been recorded. This is Real Criminal Story, and today's story doesn't begin with police sirens or a dramatic chase. It begins with silence. A late November afternoon in 2022 in Paradise, Texas. A town so small that most people there never imagined something truly horrific could happen to them. Long dirt roads stretching through open fields, houses sitting far apart from one another, and the kind of safety people usually only feel in places where everyone knows each other's name. That afternoon, Athena Strand was home with her family. Athena was 7 years old. She loved drawing. She loved writing little stories of her own, and she once said that when she grew up, she wanted to become a Viking princess, a child whose imagination felt bigger than the small town she lived in. No one knew that only a few hours later, the name Athena Strand would appear across news headlines all over America. Shortly before dinner, Athena's stepmother called the children inside. Only Athena's younger sister came running in. Athena didn't answer. At first, no one panicked. Athena loved playing outside. She often sat near the trees behind the house or disappeared into her own imaginary world for a while. But then, a few minutes passed. Still no answer. The feeling of unease began slowly, before suddenly becoming impossible to ignore. Have you ever experienced a moment where everything around you still looked normal, but something inside you kept telling you that something terribly wrong was happening? Athena's family started searching the property. No one, no sounds, no sign of her anywhere. Then they noticed a package sitting on the porch, unopened. It was a Christmas gift Athena had been waiting days to receive. And in that moment, a question appeared. If Athena had seen the package, why would she leave it untouched? The family called the police later that evening. Within hours, almost the entire town of Paradise joined the search. Residents drove ATVs through dark open fields. Search dogs combed through the area. Flashlights swept across tree lines in the freezing Texas night. Everyone believed Athena was still out there somewhere. But as the hours passed, hope slowly started turning into fear. Then the next day came and went. Still no sign of Athena. By the second night, everything changed. The body of a young girl was discovered near the Trinity River, roughly 9 miles from her home. And from that moment on, the search for a missing child became a homicide investigation. What confused investigators most was that Athena's family appeared to have no serious conflicts with anyone. No signs of forced entry, no reports of strangers around the property that day. Until one investigator returned to the scene and noticed the smallest detail. The package on the porch. Who delivered it? The package was traced back to a FedEx delivery driver named Tanner Horner. When contacted, Tanner claimed he didn't remember the address, which sounded normal enough, until investigators discovered that the package had never officially been marked as delivered in the system, even though Athena's family clearly remembered seeing it outside the house. A small detail, but enough to push the case away from anything ordinary. Then investigators uncovered something else. There was a nearly 30-minute gap in Tanner's delivery route. 30 minutes with no clear explanation. When questioned further, Tanner's story kept changing. First, he claimed he had stopped because he felt sick. Then he said he noticed a suspicious vehicle near Athena's home. Every answer sounded believable, just enough. But then the investigation turned in a direction Tanner likely never expected. The delivery truck had cameras. Not just video, audio too. And the moment investigators opened the footage, the entire case nearly solved itself. Athena appeared in the back of the truck, alive. Her voice could be heard inside the vehicle with the innocence of a child who still didn't understand what was happening around her. Then the atmosphere inside the recording began to change. Not like a movie scene, no dramatic music, no screaming chaos, just a growing sense of fear building second by second. And sometimes, ordinary moments can feel more terrifying than anything graphic ever could. Years later, when the audio was played in court, people inside the courtroom said the atmosphere was almost impossible to describe. Some lowered their heads, some cried, and even experienced investigators later admitted they never forgot what it felt like hearing that recording for the first time. After his arrest, Tanner repeatedly changed his story. At times he claimed it was an accident. At other times he said he panicked. Then later he insisted that another personality inside his mind had been controlling him. But the more investigators looked into his explanations, the less sense they made. Instead of clarifying the case, they only made it more disturbing. What really happened inside that truck that day? Did Tanner ever tell the truth at any point? Or were the constantly changing stories simply desperate attempts to delay the inevitable? While in jail, Tanner wrote apology letters to Athena's family, but many people noticed something unsettling about them. Most of the letters seemed focused on him, not Athena, not her family, himself. And for many people, that became one of the coldest parts of the entire case. Not the chaos, not the violence, but the emptiness. Years later, the case finally went to trial. Prosecutors presented GPS data, forensic evidence, delivery truck footage, and numerous contradictions in Tanner's statements. Meanwhile, the defense focused on his mental health struggles, unstable childhood, and long history of psychological issues. Then came the moment that changed the atmosphere inside the courtroom completely. The recording was played before the jury. Athena's family walked out before the audio began. Perhaps they understood that once you hear something like that, you never truly forget it. Eventually, the jury reached its verdict. But strangely, even after the trial ended, the unease surrounding this case never really disappeared. Because even today, many people still think about the same question. If that camera had never existed, would anyone have ever known what happened to Athena Strand? After the case, Texas created the Athena Alert System to help law enforcement respond faster during the earliest hours of child disappearances. Residents across Paradise tied pink ribbons around mailboxes and street signs in Athena's memory. But behind those memorials were people who would never fully return to the lives they once had. A shattered family. A community permanently haunted by the memory of that afternoon. And perhaps the detail that stays with people the longest is also the smallest one. During the final week before she disappeared, Athena wrote a short note at school. Just one simple sentence. I love you, Mom and Dad, and tomorrow will be a better day. Sometimes the most ordinary words become the hardest ones to forget. Because some cases end with a sentence, but some stories never truly end at all. And in Paradise, Texas, many people say that afternoon never really left the town.